One male dies every 14 minutes due to suicide in the US alone.
Nearly 1 in 10 men experience some form of depression or anxiety.
Still, many men experiencing mental illness continue to suffer in silence.
According to Mental Health America, depression affects nearly 6 million men every year.
A lot of men feel like they just kind of need to solve their issues alone.
People deal with things differently. People show different symptoms of how they're feeling. People don't show any emotion, and that's what's important. Like, you never know what someone's going through.
Get help, go it alone, be brave. It's a noble male quality, but sometimes it can get in your way.
For so many years, I was the doctor, but suddenly the roles were reversed. I was there because I had been so focused on my career that I had neglected my own health, and it finally caught up with me. I was 30 pounds overweight, had belly fat, brain fog, body aches. I had no energy, no focus, no drive, and I knew I needed help.
There's a stigma in this world that men can't talk. Listen, if you're a man and you've got weight on your shoulders and you think the only way you can solve it is by killing yourself, please speak to someone. Speak to anyone.
Men's mental health, and it's the biggest killer for men between like 21 and 45. And no one talks about it. No one even mentions it, lad. Men just kill themselves and no one cares. We need to change it.
People ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm fine generally, and I think that's what everybody does. But for me, that's not a real appropriate answer either, because for me, it's a way of deflecting the question. It's like a reflex. And deflecting that question is something I've got really good at, because a lot of the time I'm not fine. In fact, I live with depression. I'd been secretly living with dark thoughts and self-loathing for, most of my adult life. Saying I'm fine and not addressing it and not letting anybody in is just a bad move, And the things that have happened to me over the last year, the more I've sort of realized that it's like putting a plaster over cancer. You're not dealing with anything. And I did something I thought I'd never do. I told someone I didn't know what was going on inside my own head. And after a little conversation about depression, he asked me a question I couldn't believe I hadn't asked myself. He said, "Do you actually want to die, or do you just not want to feel like this anymore?" And I thought, what an important distinction to make, because when you're in that fog, you can't ask yourself questions like that.
Before anything was this woman's face, and there wasn't no promises made, wasn't no long conversation being had, nothing, just her presence, the ministry of presence. Sometimes that's all you need to offer a person who's in a situation like that, is like, just to be present. And she was present for me at a time when I didn't deserve to have nobody in my life.
The least we can do is consider what we've done and think about the young people, the future, and individually, collectively do the best we can to try and turn this thing around. I blame no one. I look in the mirror. On the other side of it, what an opportunity we have, because tomorrow's the first day of the rest of our lives.
If you're not getting past this today, this week, this month, this year, all of a sudden a decade goes by and you're still hung up, and you can't get rid of that thing in your memory it's got you paralyzed, and you're a victim of it. And you're doing the therapy and you're doing the work and you're taking a prescription if that's what you're taking. Is there a value in going, if it's holding you back from going where you want to go, maybe you should just deny the fucking thing ever fucking happened. Kick it in the head. Kick it off the curb. I'm done with you. I'm tired of that thing, whatever it is, holding me back from going where I want to go.
I learned many great lessons from my father. You can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
Learn to say fuck you to the world every once in a while. You have every right to. Just stop thinking.
I was concerned about going out into the world and doing something bigger than myself.
Worrying.
Until someone smarter than myself,
looking over your shoulder,
made me realize that there is nothing bigger than myself.
Wondering, doubting, fearing, hurting.
We wasn't supposed to be here.
Hoping for some easy way out.
Put clothes on our backs, food on the table.
Grasping.
When you didn't eat.
Struggling.
You made sure we ate. You went to sleep hungry.
Grinding.
You sacrificed for us.
She saved my fucking life, boy.
You're the real MVP.
grinding away at yourself. Stop it and just do.